hope all of you are back again. So, our third speaker is here. I'd like to introduce our third speaker, Jacqueline Hauser. Jackie is an entrepreneur with over 25 years of sales, marketing, and project management experience as chief operator of Jackie Hauser Consulting. She works with individuals, nonprofits, and corporations to assist with leadership development, soft skill development, and meeting facilitations. Jackie holds a dual bachelor's degree in marketing and broadcast journalism. She has worked in front of and behind the camera as well as the sales department. In addition, she has worked in the private sector and non-profit sector. Jackie's skill set ranges from strategic planning, fundraising, event planning, event planning to meeting planning and facilitation, which she shares with her sorority, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc., Jack and Jill of America, Inc., and her church family, Mississippi Boulevard Christian Church. Jackie joined Toastmasters in 2017. In 2018, chartered her first club, the Boulevard Toastmasters. She didn't stop there. Jackie has chartered over 30 clubs and sponsored over 50 individual members. Her favorite club officer role is VPM because she believes in the program and knows that Toastmasters can benefit everyone in some way. During her time served on the trio, Jackie received the Excellence in Program Quality Award as Program Quality Director and the Club Strength Award as District Director, where she ended as number 5 in the world with 22.06% increase in club membership. Her greatest joy is being the wife of Matric, mother of 3 children, Alex, Morgan, Lindsay, and her loving on her dog Scotty. She's here with us today and she's going to present Moment of Truth. Jackie, floor is yours.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, District 100. Again, how are you all? You can talk back using emojis, using jazz hands, whatever that looks like. I am all about engagement. I'd like to talk to you. If you can turn your cameras on, do so. If not, I totally understand. But I am excited to share with you this morning the moments of truth, or talking about the moments of truth. I'm going to share my screen and we will get started. All righty here. Thank you for bearing with me while I get my screen going. I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to think back to your very first Toastmasters meeting. Now, this might require you, or if you want to, close your eyes and think back. Think back to that first Toastmasters meeting. I want you to think about the experience from the moment you walked into the room. Was it warm? Was it welcoming? Was it confusing? Exciting? Or maybe even intimidating? Now open your eyes. And I want you to share in the chat with me what your experience was like. What can you remember about your first Toastmasters experience? From that very moment, that was the first impression that you had of Toastmaster. That's what we call the moments of truth. And the truth is, every single moment, every single meeting role, every single meeting, high five, handshake, jazz hand, whatever that looks like, that's a chance to create a powerful experience for your members and your guests. Or you could create a very disappointing experience. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I would like to ask you this question. How do we really know if our club is healthy? Is it because people are showing up every week? Is it because someone gave a good speech last week? Is it because you earned a ribbon? But the real answer is we really don't know until we ask the right questions. And this is where the moments of truth comes in. It's not just a checklist, it's not just a mirror. It helps uncover the hidden habits, the small details, and all of the overlooked opportunities that shape every member and guest experience. Today, we're going to explore why every Toastmasters club, no matter how strong, or if you are struggling and barely making it, should regularly schedule a Moments of Truth evaluation. Because the best clubs, they don't just happen to be excellent, they measure, they listen, they grow. They're ready to really find out what they need to do to get better. Now, are you ready to find out what your club needs in this tool called the Moments of Truth? We're going to dive in here just a second. Before we get there, what I'd like to do is ask the Zoom master to put up a quick poll. I have a poll because I'd like to gauge the temperature to see how many of you are familiar with the Moments of Truth and if you use it on a regular basis or if this is the first time you're hearing about it. So Zoom Master, will you please put the poll?
The poll has been shared.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. All right. It seems like we are ready to. Yep, we have about 69% of you that's participated. If you're able, go ahead and wrap up your responses. Okay, here we go. The moments of truth. We have about 44% that are not familiar at all. 11% never heard of it. That's one person here. Your club has presented it, but not consistent. And we have one person that's conducted or facilitated a session as a leader and participated as a member. I am going to really lean on you if you've conducted or facilitated, because I would love to hear about your experience and how you use the moments of truth. But let's get going and let's talk about the moments of truth. The Moments of Truth is a diagnostic tool from Toastmasters that evaluates the club performance in 6 key areas. And this is from how guests are greeted to how achievements and awards are celebrated. It helps you to answer the questions: are we offering a consistent, welcoming experience for our guests? And are we truly delivering the Toastmasters brand promise? But it's more than just that. It's a conversation starter. It's a leadership builder for those in your club, and it's a culture shifter. Conversation starter because it gives you an opportunity to really gauge where the members are. As a member, when you participate in the Moments of Truth exercise or evaluation tool, this is your moment to be truthful about your experience and how you feel as a member in the club in a non-judgmental zone. Now, if you're facilitating as a leader, this is your moment to listen and to really hear the members and understand what they need for their improvement and their why. It's not to take it personally, and it's not an area to for you to feel like they're saying you're not doing your job. Switch your mindset and think about it from the perspective of how can I grow as a leader? How can I help my club grow collectively? And how can I aid in the members' experience? This gives us an opportunity as leaders to see the experiences through the members' eyes. Oftentimes we think, oh, we're going to do this to enhance our club, or let's try this. But let's hear from the members and hear what they need, because what we think our clubs may need may not be what they're wanting. So it's important that we make sure that we're hearing our members and utilizing this tool that is already set in place by Toastmasters International. That's the one thing I love about this organization. All the tools, everything is there. We have to take advantage of them and make sure that we are utilizing the information that has already been that's already out there for us to use. We do not have to reinvent the wheel. So what happens when you conduct the moments of truth? Most clubs seem to see an increase in their member retention. It also has shown that the teams, the executive leadership teams, they've tended to work more together. They've worked together and they've formed a bond, and they collectively can plan strategically for the club to be successful. It tends to attract and keep guests. And using the moments of truth, it also sets you up to earn distinguished or greater, not just by luck, but by design. So the process of this particular exercise, it sparks honest conversation. It builds ownership. It helps the leaders to take ownership of their piece or of their role and things that they can do to help aid the club grow. And it also generates simple but actionable solutions. But the best part about the moments of truth, it creates the buy-in of everyone in your club, because this shows your members that everyone has a voice. This gives them an opportunity to voice their opinions. Now, you may be wondering, what happens if I don't do it? When clubs don't conduct the moments of truth regularly, guest follow up is very inconsistent. Your new members, even though you may be gaining members, they feel lost. People quietly drift away, and even the strong clubs, they begin to stagnate. So this is what I want to share here. This is quite the story that I can share from my home club. When I was serving as vice president of membership in one of the years, because I've served several times, our club has always been 30 to 35 people. Well, we started that way, 30 to 35 members. And we were doing really, really well keeping that number. If not 30, 35, we were always between the 25 and the 30 mark. In January of one particular year, we were in an executive team meeting. And I said, I think in September, we're going to have a drop in membership. We're going to have a mass exodus. And we were on a Zoom call, and everybody looked and they were like, what? What are you talking about? It was like I hit them with a ton of bricks. And I said, I think that we're going to have a mass exodus in September. So we really need to start working on membership building activities. And I'd like to implement some here in the next 6 months, because I think we're going to really see a decline in September. Now, a little bit about our club. We collect dues annually in September. Every member pays for the entire year, their international fees as well as their club fees. So we don't collect, and that was something that we decided as a club we wanted to do, because we were taking dues every 6 months, and it seemed like every 6 months was rolling around very quickly. So I told them, I said, we're not collecting dues mid-year. So we're not looking at the people that are not engaged. I said, I'm looking at our role sign-up sheet. You see, we have a role sign-up sheet where everyone can go and sign up for roles. But On the bottom, there is a column or a row that says not available. So any member who's not available for a meeting, they put it under that, the row in the column under that particular week that they're not available. Every club member's name is somewhere. If it's not listed as having a role, they're unavailable. I started watching that and I said, I'm not seeing XYZ and XYZ put their name in the not available row. So I don't think that they're engaged. I don't think they're going to recommit. And the president said, well, that happens all the time. People get busy. I said, I'm feeling something a little differently. Well, my executive team said to me that I was overreacting and I was pushing the panic button too fast. Meanwhile, I rolled out of VPM July 1 into the secretary's role. In August, our president pushed the panic button and says, oh my gosh, these people are not renewing. We are going to be less than 20. We're not going to have 20 members. So the whole exec team started to panic. And in that moment, I said to them, let's do the moments of truth. Let's figure out what's happening. Because no one on the call could figure out, well, why are they leaving? What are we doing? Are we talking to them? Have we talked to them? And the answer was, well, we've talked in passing, but I don't know that this is going to happen. Well, we conducted the moments of truth. We figured out what we needed to do, our pain points, and we adapted. Our club ended President's Distinguished with 25 plus members at the end of the year because we began recruiting. And we also had conversations with the people who had left or drifted away. This is what happened with a strong club, even when they think that they're doing everything right. We're having weekly meetings. We have our roles filled. People were lost, people were drifting away, and they were silently leaving. Even the strong clubs began to stagnate, and my club was an example. Since that particular year, our club has conducted the Moments of Truth evaluation every year. Now let's look at the moments of truth. There are 6 pillars, but before we dive in, I'd like to know how your clubs are meeting. Are your clubs meeting in person, hybrid, or virtual? Zoom Master, will you please launch the poll so that I can gauge how many people are meeting in person or virtual? Because this does make a difference when you're looking at your moments of truth, because you may have to pivot and figure out different creative ways to engage your members. Okay. So I see that we have more people meeting virtually. Yes, we have more people meeting virtually. We have a hybrid as well as in person. Okay. All right. So great. Thank you. Thank you, Zoom Master, for launching the poll. Okay. All right. So let's look at the moments of truth. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pivot right here and ask anyone if you would like to, if you have participated in the moments of truth. There was someone that said that their club has done it. I'd like to hear from you. And what were your thoughts about that particular segment? Anyone, you can come off of mute and talk to me.
Hi, Toastmaster Jackie. Yes, our club has done a Moments of Truth. I'm a part of several clubs, and we had a variety of different situations. In the corporate club, we were struggling a little bit with members, and the Moment of Truth really helped us pivot with what style of meeting we had, because we were now able to see, since we're a corporate club, there were some people that came and went. So some of the former members left, and the newer members weren't necessarily familiar with the way things always had been. So this allowed us to hear from the new members, implement some changes that got them more involved, because the things that we had that were done historically, some of those people were gone. So now we really had the engagement from the newer members and the former members or the older members, legacy members. They actually got an opportunity to learn and grow, and they were really ready for a change. So this helped us keep our new members and still move forward. So the moment of truth really did benefit our corporate club. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And it is important. There are differences in the corporate club and the community clubs. It does make a difference because we know that every club has a different culture. And when we go through transitions, we do tend to change our meetings tend to change, not meetings, I'm sorry. Your club tends to change or shift just a little bit from executive team to executive team, or when we do go through transition. So it is important that we conduct the moments of truth annually, as a matter of fact, just to keep our finger on the pulse point. The first pillar in the moments of truth is first impressions. And this is where, when you're doing the assessment, you're being asked these questions. Were the guests greeted warmly? Were the officers introduced? Guest book and name tags provided. Now, do bear in mind that this program was written before COVID, before we pivoted to the virtual space only. And I know that a lot of things now are being transitioned and written to include both spaces, but this may look really differently in the virtual space. You'll have a virtual guest book for them to sign. Name tags may not be provided or may be in the virtual space. I know that my club, we still wear our name tags when we're on camera, but for the guest, of course, you're not able to do that. But your guest book, having a virtual guest book or a place to capture that information. When you're thinking about a professional arranged meeting room in the virtual space, think through uh, how everyone showed up on camera. Were they talking over each other? Was everyone muted? Was there a lot of visual background noise that was distracting? Those are the things that we're thinking about when you think of first impressions for your guests as they enter your room. Um, and then you want to also leave space for them to address the club if they would like to. Now, here is one that I am very, very I talk a lot about in a lot of my talks, is guests being invited to join. There are times that we have guests and we invite them back, but do we ask them to join? So there are two schools of thought on this. There are some that will say, well, I didn't want to ask them on the first time, or, some clubs vote, some clubs still will vote in. There are some that won't, even though our governing documents state that we should be voting members into our club. But the point is, some people will say, I don't want to ask on the first time and I don't want to appear pushy. Others will say, well, I'm not pushing, but I will extend the invitation. We would love for you to join our club if you so desire. It's all in the conversation. So I did have a district leader when I was district director who did share his story and said that he went to 3 different clubs before he was asked to join, and he was absolutely ready to join. So he bypassed 3 clubs before he joined a club. So we really do want to be sure that we are inviting guests to join. So first impression, think about your club and if this is something that you're doing in your club as for growth. The next pillar is membership orientation. This could look so different for different people, different clubs. Each club will have its own membership building programs, but not only that, but your induction and your membership onboarding. How many of you do membership onboarding in your clubs, where you onboard your new members? Okay. During that time, it's important that they understand every aspect of what that looks like. Any little thing can make or break a member. A member can say, well, I wasn't assigned a mentor, or I was taught pathways, or I was told how to access pathways, but I didn't get a walkthrough. So it's important to understand what the orientation looks like. If you are a club leader and you are actually facilitating the moments of truth, or if you are a member and you would like to know more about your club and how to get oriented with your club, reach out and ask, or be truthful on your moments of truth. This didn't happen when I started. Be sure and say it, because this will give the club leaders an opportunity to say, hey, hey, we missed this, and this may have been an anomaly. It could have just bypassed us this particular time. But you want to make sure that accommodations are discussed with members. A new member may be hearing impaired. They may be sight impaired. So you want to make sure that you understand what your members need. This goes back to exactly what they need. We had a member who was sight impaired and needed help getting on pathways and doing things with their educational platform. So we had one person assigned to actually do that with our member. But that was because we asked, what is it that you need? Now, the person was legally blind, but not completely blind, but they were able to tell us that they did have or need accommodations. So it's important to actually ask what the accommodations are. It could be that you have a person that doesn't have access to a computer. It could be that a person doesn't, there was one lady in my district that had carpal tunnel and she had a hand injury and she could not access her computer, so someone else would have to assist her with that. So make sure that you understand what your members need when you're in the orientation. Now, is your club with fellowship, variety, and communication? How well does your club communicate with your members? Some clubs will say, well, we send out emails weekly. Emails get lost in the shuffle. Your club may be a club that will be better with GroupMe, WhatsApp, or text message. Until you talk to your members and understand how their communication, the best mode of communication, that is where we're going to learn what the needs of our members. During your meeting, are your guests greeted warmly? Is it an enjoyable educational moment during your meeting? Do you have social events? Just to get to know each other. And how many of your members participate in area, division, and district events, or even the international events? How many of your club members are going to the international convention, whether it's virtual or whether it's in person? You all may consider a watch party, right? So these are the types of things that you want to make sure in your club that's happening, and to find out from your members what's happening, keeping the pulse on your members. Now, here's a big one. Here's a big pillar that I love to really talk about is program planning and meeting organization. How well are your meetings planned? Are they planned in advance? Or are you filling roles when you get to the meeting? Is your agenda publicized in time? Does your meeting begin and end on time? These are things that will affect your membership and your members if you're not starting on time, if you're not ending on time. And is the meeting fun with creative table topics and activities? And the most important part is evaluations, because our organization is built around evaluations. That's the backbone of our organization, is members receiving evaluations to learn and grow. So are we planning our meetings, and are we giving those evaluations and making sure that the members' needs are met for learning and growing? The next pillar is membership strength. We want to assess our membership to find out how our members are being retained. Are the members who are actually sponsoring other new members into the clubs, are they being recognized? Because that's a big deal. Some members thrive on recognition, and you won't know that until you know what their needs are and what makes them tick, right? So are you doing regular membership building programs? But are you also doing things to keep your members engaged. So it's important that these little things are done. So when new members and guests come in, they are actually they're able to say, yes, my club has done this, and these are the things that's working. Now, achievement and recognition. This is a big one because there are some clubs that I visited that say, we don't do member achievement or recognition because our members, they don't really want to be recognized. But do we know that the members don't want to be recognized? One club did a Moments of Truth, and they realized that they were not recognizing their achievements, and the members did want to be recognized for their efforts. So make sure that we are submitting your pathways levels to world headquarters immediately, that they are going in and not being held. Now, one of the things that I know may be challenging in the virtual space is displaying your progress chart for your members, because that may be difficult to do than in person. Some clubs in person has a chart on the wall, but this could be something that is done really quickly during a vice president's of education's moment, like an educational moment where they are talking about where you're going with your progress, how members are progressing through the program. And another question is, are you doing like an award ceremony? That's hard to do virtually, but I have seen some clubs set aside a different meeting time to come and just celebrate members' achievement. So it's important that we are recognizing them some way, somehow, very, very creatively. Now, conducting a Moments of Truth evaluation at least once a year, this ensures that your club is taking advantage of every opportunity to make good impressions, whether an individual comes in contact with Toastmasters or whether or not you are meeting them for the first time and talking about Toastmasters outside of your meeting. It's important that we are always ready to talk about Toastmasters in a positive way. If your club hasn't done the Moments of Truth in the last 6 to 12 months, then it's time. Make it a part of your club calendar. Bring it to your executive committee for those of you that have never heard of Moments of Truth, and this is the first opportunity that you've had to hear about it. Take it to your executive committee and ask if your club can conduct a Moments of Truth assessment so that you can really tell them what you like about your club and they'll know, oh, this is working. Use it for club leaders that are on, use it to shape your club success plan with real insight. Don't just let it be a handout, make it a habit. And I do want to ask a quick question by show of hands or use of emojis. Can you tell me if there are any area directors on this call or past area directors, if you served in the capacity of area director? Okay. Okay, just 3 of us, 4 of us. Okay. Okay. The Moments of Truth is actually your area visit report. So for those of you who are considering becoming an area director, when you visit a club, your first visit to the club is a moment of truth where you are assessing the club to give them feedback about their club. So do know that everything that we do in Toastmasters, everything is tied together. And you will find that the Moments of Truth is a template for a lot of different things that we have in Toastmasters. Now, I will pause here and ask, are there any questions about the Moments of Truth?
Yes, I have. So when we schedule this, what's the agenda look like? So like how long I should take, and also like, are we doing any prepared speeches that day? Like, can you give me some ideas on that?
Yes, certainly. And thank you for the question. You can actually use it as a club during a club meeting. I've seen it done multiple ways. I've seen it done during a regular club meeting where they set aside just their club meeting to conduct the program. I've seen it done where the area director has come in and done it for the club, so giving the club leadership an opportunity to actually be participants in it as well. I have seen it happen outside of the club meeting, but I've seen that happen, and that's happened with clubs who regularly get together, like for social events. Maybe once a quarter, they may use one of their social event times to do the moment of truth, and then end with food and fellowship. It takes about an hour and a half, because the manual, what I will do is drop the manual in the chat for you, and that way you will be able to actually look at the manual, and it can tell you exactly how long it will take. But it's about an hour or an hour and a half that you will dedicate. The way it looks, and let me just give you a visual for it. It's conducted in a way where you answer the questions honestly, and then you split up into groups, and then you within your club, and then you all can discuss that, and then come back as a group and have the big discussion. Okay, that way you have the smaller groups, and then you can come back and discuss it as an entire club. I've also seen it conducted in a way that's been modified, where each individual member will do the assessment, and then the executive team will go back and take a look at the results and the findings and discuss it from there, and then subsequently come back to the club and have another discussion. So I've seen it done in different parts, different ways, but it's all, when you look at the manual, it will be, you all will have the flexibility to kind of determine how you would like to present it. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I think that in our district, area director didn't do it because we had a visit and he didn't mention anything about it. And with our club member schedule, I think it's unlikely we'll schedule a meeting that's outside of our regular meeting. So I think the only option for us is gonna be within the meeting, but I just wasn't sure if like that means the whole meeting is gonna be dedicated to this, or it's more like a 20-minute activity that we will do in place of speeches. So based on what you're saying, it's gonna take like whole hour, or correct?
I would let me tell you why. That is I would suggest that, because I've seen it done in the past where it was done in 20 minutes as a part of the meeting, but the explanation, the rationale, and the discussion did not happen, right? So the club members may have ranked the pillars and how they felt, but they didn't give explanation or feedback. So it was hard for the exec team to determine what they really were saying, because they just had a number to go by, right? So they're going to score a 3 out of 6 on this pillar, but not understanding why. So I would recommend that you give yourselves time to try to really delve into it, to figure out what are they saying? What are you missing? Because by the time the results were read, they were in the same boat that they were before the actual assessment took place. They didn't know exactly what it meant, or what can they do to improve in that particular space.
Okay, the one last question is, when we do this, we probably don't want guests coming into the meeting, correct?
That would be, yes. I would definitely say that
Okay,
you would want that to be club members. Now, and let me go back and clarify something that you said a second ago about your area director didn't do it and didn't mention it. Your area director will mention that to the club leadership. They should suggest the moments of truth assessment to each club. But I have seen it happen where the club requested that the area director come back and conduct it for their club, so that they can participate as a member versus them facilitating it. So they wanted it to be objective, and they wanted to have the area director do it. So that is not a requirement, that is something that that club specifically asks. Now, the area director, when they are doing their club visit, what I was saying is they're required to do a club visit, and their club visit mirrors the moment of truth. But they're not going to say it. It's just a visit that they are doing to submit.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Are there any other questions about the moments of truth? And anyone who's facilitated, I would love to hear your take on your experience with the moment of truth as a facilitator and as a member. No takers to share?
And Toastmaster Jackie, this is Charla from District
Okay.
56 and District 100. Yes, our club, we have an advanced leadership club called Dining Out Toastmasters. And each year we have a Moments of Truth Toastmasters meeting. Just like you said, we meet for an hour and a half, and it really was an hour and a half. And we had speakers speak about it. We also had the members. This was in person. We meet when we dine out. We really do meet at restaurants. We had a private room, and this particular time that we did it, we had the white like the flip boards. We had some of those at different tables so our members can write down some things. And then for table topics, we got some of the members to actually look at some of these to say, we gave questions about it. What things should we implement this coming year that would really engage our members? And then they got an opportunity to choose some of the suggestions that the members made. So we did divide up the members of truth, moments of truth, give them to the different members at the table, and then we all had that overall discussion. It was a fun meeting. It went well, and we learned a lot from our current members there. So that was an engaging time. That's what we did when we facilitated moments of truth in a club meeting. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. All right. Yes. Yes. Distinguished Toastmaster PIP Story. Yes. Go ahead. You're muted.
You think I'd know better than that, wouldn't you? One of the biggest things, I think sometimes is lacking is we conduct moments of truth, but then we never seem to act on what happened, and the members don't seem to get feedback on what they had submitted and what we're going to do about it. Would you have some comments on that?
Yes. Thank you for that. I really would. That is the reason why I encourage you to have the entire session. The question was asked earlier, is it 20 minutes, the whole, an hour, hour and a half? I suggest you take that opportunity to hear what the members have to say, because when they say it almost forces you as the leadership to act on it and do something about it. Because when you hear what they say, what they're saying, you're able to really ask questions back. So what I will say, in my experience, what I've done, when I hear the concern, I will ask, well, what would you like to see? They'll give you feedback on what they're missing. When you go back to your executive board, this is key to put these things into action. The moments of truth has an actual grid or a chart that gives you potential outcomes or solutions to the problems that have been stated. So I'm going to drop this information in the chat, all of the materials. You will have a guide as club leaders to actually take their feedback and put it into practice. Now, here is where I will caution you. If it's a lot of feedback in different areas, again, remember we have 6 pillars in the moments of truth. What you don't want to do is try to implement them all at one time. You want to make sure that it's gradual change. You want to look at what's important, make it priority, make it a list, and do things in phases, right? so that you're not completely changing the course of the meeting after that moments of truth. You do want to keep some consistency there, but make your change gradual, but go ahead and address them. Not addressing the issues or the things that the members have brought, that definitely will cause them to quietly walk away because they feel unheard. So, as leaders, when we're conducting the moments of truth, we definitely want to take what our members are saying and we want to find actionable solutions to those particular instances or things that they have brought to light. Does that kind of answer the question?
Definitely.
Thank you. And I know that you have done the moments of truth many times. Do you want to share with us your experience with the moments of truth and how you feel about this particular evaluation tool?
I think it's a vital tool. I would caution everyone to think about inviting members from other clubs to your club to conduct the moments of truth. The reason for that is if you are the people conducting the moments of truth in your own club, sometimes people are a little bit reticent to ask the probing questions because they're a member of the club. Whereas if you have people from other clubs, and we do it on a reciprocal basis between my club and another club, we go to them annually and do a moments of truth or conduct the moments of truth for that club, and they come to us. And we find that gets our members more prepared to speak, but it also means the people who are conducting the moments of truth and asking the questions are prepared to ask the questions because they're not members of that club and therefore they're not reticent about asking questions, whereas a member of your own club may be reticent about asking a question because they already know the answer and it might not be very favourable.
Yes. Yes, I love that. And in District 43, we do encourage our area directors to offer to do the moments of truth, because oftentimes you have the members, some of the club leaders who are new in the role and they've never been a part of the moments of truth by way of member or ever having done it before as a member. So conducting it for the first time and never gone through it, that sometimes intimidates those leaders and they will ask area directors. But I do love that, partnering with another club. And that actually goes back to one of our fellowship variety and communication. Are we interclubbing? Are we connecting with other clubs in your area or division or district, or even now outside of your district, because we have that capability now due to COVID. That's one of the things that we can say that has been favorable for us. We've had an opportunity to network with people across the world because Zoom opened, the virtual space opened for us. Thank you so much for sharing. Are there any more questions about the moments of truth and how this program works, how you can benefit from it? Now, are you excited to go out there and recommend this to your club to do the moments of truth? I'd like to see emojis, hands, or something. Yes. Get fired up about doing the moments of truth so that you can foster change and move some things and do some things a bit differently. We want to make sure that we're constantly shaking it up, but shaking it up in a good way so that we can keep things fresh in our clubs, keep the engagement. One thing about it, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Toastmasters, the bottom line here, great clubs, they don't happen by accident. They happen because people care enough to ask the questions, what's working, what's not working, and what can we do better? The moments of truth is a best practice. It's actually a mindset. It says that we're valuing our members. We want our guests to return. We're not afraid of feedback, and we welcome it. If we want to grow stronger clubs, retain and engage our members, and build the legacy of excellence, then we must build the culture of continuous improvement. So take this message back to your club. If you have never had the moments of truth, don't wait for a problem to happen to say, hey, let's do the moments of truth when there are problems. We want to do the moments of truth evaluation to actually prevent problems, to keep things fresh, because your club deserves more than just being good enough. It deserves to be exceptional. So, are we ready to have exceptional clubs this program year and for your club to reach distinguished because you have done the homework, you've heard the members, and you are working with them to achieve their personal goals? Are you ready? All right. Well, I'm excited. Thank you so much for having me, District 100. To the leaders, thank you, PQD De Silva, for extending the opportunity for me to come and speak about something that is so passionate to me, and that is the moments of truth, talking about membership engagement, and how we can grow our clubs. That is a passion of mine, is growing Toastmasters one club at a time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jackie, joining with us. We really appreciate being a speaker for Moment of Truth. We know how important it is as a Toastmasters and in our club to keep a quality club. Thanks again.